Let's go. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Turn my volume.
You excited? I see you wearing your polo shirt.
Got my Nike golf shirt on. Compliment of Danny Enright.
How many days is this tournament you're attending?
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Um, how does it work? I've never been to a golf tournament, so you're playing all days for sure. Is it like a poker tournament? Like, can you drop off after 2 days?
No, no, no. Well, I mean, there's all different structures, but this one in particular, it's I'm playing with a teammate, so it's a member guest. So my teammate is a member. He invited me as his guest.
Hmm.
Um, and we just play like different team games Wednesday, Thursday. Actually, today's a practice round, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday is the tournament. And then there's events after. There's like fundraisers and auction, there's dinners and all that kind of stuff.
How many hours per day is the tournament?
I mean, these are all day affairs. I'm getting there at 9 a.m. I probably won't be leaving until like 4 or 5.
Beautiful. That's fun.
Yeah, it'll be cool.
I,
There's a lot of good guys out there too. So it's a it's also beautiful in the Central Oregon area right now.
so what's the forecast for the next few days?
It's like sunny and 75.
Oh my god.
I mean, yeah, you can't really beat it.
No, it's 96 in here right now. I'm sweating bullets,
Oh, I
and
actually
it's
misspoke. It's going to get up to 92 on Sunday, but it's going to be like low 80s.
interesting.
Yeah. Um,
Well,
I had something I
before
wanted to share with you.
yeah, go ahead.
All right, so you know how I like to keep a healthy meat supply over here.
Yep.
I last night one of the farmers, one that my wife helps out at the farmers market, said she has half of a cow available for $3.50 a pound. Asked if we wanted it. Of course, I said
Is
yes.
Do you have freezer space for that?
So I'm going to take out all of my boar and get it made into sausage, so it's much more packable, and then I'll get make room for all this cow.
How many pounds is half a cow?
No idea.
What do you think?
A few hundred, at least.
I would assume it's yeah. I mean, like at least 300, right? Like 400.
Something like that. And then I'll get all the bones too, organs and all that. I'm gonna have them make ancestral blend for me
Hmm.
where it's getting butchered.
How many freezers do you have?
3.
So all of them are chest freezers, or you mean like the one in the fridge? And
Well, I have one like stand up one in the garage. I have 2 chest ones in the garage, and then I have my regular like fridge and freezer in the house.
wait, you have three freezers in the garage?
Yeah,
Wait, two chests and one stand-up freezer, or is a fridge and
yeah.
a freezer?
No, fridge freezer combo, but stand up.
Okay, gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. So that's a smaller one. And then how big are the chest freezers? How many cubic feet?
One's 14 and a half cubic feet, so it's pretty big. Like you could fit 2 people in there.
Mm-hmm.
I know this because it was an ice bath before. I like
Nice.
caulked it to make the ice bath. And then the other one's a little bit smaller. Like I don't know, not quite as big. One person could fit in it.
Okay, it's probably like 7, 8.
Yeah, something like that.
So you have like at least like close to 30, not 30. Yeah, close to 30 cubic feet of freezer space.
Yeah, well, dude. So the one above the fridge, I can like stack all the ground beef comes in like perfect little bricks. So I can
Mm-hmm.
stack a lot of ground beef in there because if you do it super organized,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's pretty sweet.
And who eats the most meat in your household? Is it you, your dog, your wife?
The dog eats like a pound a day.
Okay.
Plus organs, plus he's got little things. And we've actually been adding ancient grains to his food. So we do like, is it farro or farro? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, I think it's Pharaoh, but don't ask the
Okay, yeah. So
foreigner.
like farro, barley. Like every week we'll make a new kind of ancient grain, and that's
Okay.
been he's done really well on that. And then we throw in like we have a bunch of spleen and tongue and like all the other organs from just different farms around here.
And are those raw, or do you cook any of those?
Well, lately we've been cooking it because it's just easier to when it's raw, you got to thaw it out and then it's sitting raw. So when we're cooking it, we'll throw like we'll make get all the ratios right of meat to organs to everything, and then we throw it all in the crock pot
Hmm.
and kind of slow cook it, um, and then just divide it up into meals.
So how often do you run a crock pot run for your dog?
Oh, my wife is doing it like once a week probably.
Oh, I mean, how big is your crock pot? Must be
We got
giant.
a we have a big crock pot.
You have the instant pot.
No, we have
It's a separate one.
a separate one. We have a couple actually. We have one that's like crock pot brand that like everyone has.
Okay,
Then we have a
not me.
Cuisinart, and then we have the Instant Pot.
Whoa,
We're
you
not
have
playing
a good
around over
amount of
here.
equipment. No, you're not. That's fantastic.
The most amount of meat, it's me. Then my wife, then my dog.
So you want to tell me that you and your wife each eat more than a pound and a quarter of meat per day, just to get it right? Thinking with
Dude,
organs, right?
yeah, yeah. I mean, we're athletes over here, bro. What do you mean? Of course, it's a minimum. And then organs. No, no, no. Organs. We're taking mostly the capsules.
Gotcha. So you're about 3.5 pounds of meat for you, the wife, and the dog. And soon, when you have a son, for the first 6 months, probably give him like 3 pounds per day, and then
Around.
as he grows, like 10 pounds per day. Till he's 21.
Oh man, you should have heard Saladino talking about like baby food, like making baby food.
Oh yeah,
Did you
you
see
gotta
that?
mix it in the applesauce. Like you want to get them as early on as possible, getting used to these, and I mean, packing them with nutrients and getting used to the taste, and liking
Yeah,
it, having an association with feeling good with this flavor.
dude, I
I
never ate liver growing
Yeah,
up.
I only ate chicken liver, chicken hearts, but that was like probably like once, like every 2-3 months on average.
What about like
Uh,
pate? Did you grow up eating pate? I feel like that's an
my
Israeli thing.
my parents ate more pate than my sister and I,
Okay.
but I have a huge liking to it right now. Actually, I have some in my freezer. It's delicious. It's truly you know a delicatessen experience.
Yeah. Do you make it or no? You buy it.
I buy it. I'll figure out how to make it. I have some raw chicken liver in my freezer from White Oak Pastures, which I haven't done anything with yet because I haven't looked up the recipe. I
Dude.
do want to. I do want to tell you that right before we got on, like a second before, I clicked on my FLFE boost.
Oh yeah.
Um, do you have the subscription or no?
Oh man, I did. I know I did have it. I'm not sure if I still have it.
You probably don't. You probably were in the 15-day trial, and then
Oh
you're off. And it's been a long time since I clicked on the boost. I remember that Luke Story said that he does it before a podcast.
yeah.
I mean, at least a while ago he used to, and I just forgot to do boost. I used to do boost for meditations, and I forgot all about the boosts. And for the listeners, this is a service that is called Focus Life Energy. The website is flfe.net, and the idea is that there's this secret machine or something that sends high vibrations into my home, and you can do it.
You just lost Tacoli. Tacoli told me he listens to the show, and you just lost him.
Yeah, I know. I mean, this is some woo woo situations that there's a good feng shui. Is it feng shui in my house? You can also send it to a device like a phone or a teddy bear. I know it's out there, but it's worth taking a look for the ones who are called to check it out. It is based on Doc David Hawkins' work, which we spoke about in another episode. Map of consciousness guy, one of the guys that helped create the AA program. Just a lot of interesting stuff. Super interesting dude and super interesting technology. So
It's not
at
as
the
woo as
moment,
you think. The guys that started it are pretty. They're not like if you when you listen to them talk, they're like have a pretty physics based kind of
oh yeah,
mentality. Wouldn't you say?
it's very scientific, for the ones that are. I mean, it's measurable, it's scientific. There are all kinds of devices to measure energy in the room. I actually was looking at one that I'm considering of getting. There's this device for measuring energy in a person's body. Also, it measures the energy in a room. It can measure the energy in water. It's called BioWell, and BioWell for the ones that don't understand my accent every once in a while when I'm spelling words. But Esty got a test with it, and I know that in the Dr. Joe Dispenza events, they use the same device. It's like a $2,000 device that measures light and aura, and it gives, like, it spits out a very comprehensive report about how the body is doing in terms of how balanced the energy is, like low, normal, high, and like all the organs, like adrenals and gallbladder and everything, right? So
Whoa.
super cool device. And then you can like have an attachment that goes into the room, and you can measure the energy in the room. They advise people to measure before meditation and after meditation. You can measure the water, just kind of like put the device into, say a water vessel or water bottle or something, and measure before, giving thanks, and after, especially like a group thanks. It's cool. It's also, of course, out there, but it's measurable. I mean, there's some sort of technology going on, and the results are, you know being shown on the screen with some sort of technology. So it's interesting.
Hmm.
So yeah, there's ultra high vibes going here right now, and with that, I'm going to be extra sharp and spitting more uh, spitting more game out here as I'm channeling higher vibration knowledge.
Did you get those mats put in your are you 100% ready in there?
Yeah, thank you. This is why I was late for in a few minutes to the call. I'm gonna take a look at them right now. It's the first time that I put them was right before the call, and they look good. And thank you for all the consultation recommendations. What we got here is rubber mats that I put underneath my plunge, thecoldplunge.com. This is not, I'm not affiliated with them, but that's what I have for the ones who are interested in what is a plunge. It's kind of an ongoing ice bath, a device that keeps a bathtub with cold water at a certain temperature. And then I have my freezer right next to it. So, as you were telling me, I mean, there's some risk with water damage to the flooring inside my studio, and also of people slipping when they come and try the plunge. So, per your advice, I got these rubber mats at Tractor Supply, which is a store that I've never heard of before, because I've been to this country for, I guess it's been almost 15 years now. Actually, no, it's about 14 years. And anyways, yeah, went there, got them. I cut them this morning. I mean, first I washed them. I called you to ask what to do with them because they were stinking out of rubber and chemicals smell. And I bought this like 10-foot blow up pool in Target and threw them in there with a huge bottle of this detergent and a huge bottle of white vinegar, and I let them soak overnight. And then I took them out and hosed them and dried them in the sun to get more of the VOC emitted. And anyways, now they're clean and they don't smell at all. And I put them in the room this morning. And then I thank you for another consultation right behind me. There's the red light therapy panel from Gamba Red
Yep.
that I hung like yesterday, which was fantastic situation. When I say situation, meaning what do I call this? A project to get this going. After I tried it for the first time, and I called you and I FaceTime you, I'm like, I have a problem. This is not. Because unfortunately, Gamble Red does not have instructions on how to hang it on the wall, only on the door. And I hung it on the wall the way it seemed to make sense, and then I realized it was like slanted. So, anyways, per your advice, I went to Home Depot, took care of the situation, and also, yes, when you told me how to cut the rubber mats, this is exactly what the guy at Tractor Supply said, word by word. What knife to use? Just gonna have to go over it a few times. I went ahead and did this morning. It went fantastic. Everything is in place. Yeah, I'm happy.
Have you used the panel today?
I've not used the panel today because I had guests in the morning, so did not come here at sunrise. It's going to be used at sunset. It's I'd like to use it within 2 hours of sunset and sunrise and sunset to mimic, circadian rhythm.
Hmm.
Red light coming in at those times, and
Is it not
then
beneficial during the day?
you know I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of information that says that it's beneficial regardless. I do think that it is. At the moment, I'd like to keep my circadian rhythm as in tune with the sun as possible. You know,
I mean, it's probably equally as confusing as if you see blue light at night, your body's kind of like, what the fuck? Like, we're not supposed to see blue light. So, seeing red light, which you're supposed to see at dusk and dawn in the middle of the day, maybe it's less damaging, but probably equally as confusing.
it might be. I mean, I think that blue light is confusing, but also blue light is kind of canceling out the melatonin, which
Yeah.
at night that's a huge disruption. I mean, it's beyond confusion. I think and that's just the idea of looking at blue light at night before bedtime, and then you know experiencing the insomnia that follows doesn't seem as gnarly as putting red light during the day. I have heard I think it's Brian Richards, founder of Sauna Space, on that Look Story episode. He said that he's using his light kind of during the day to undo some of the blue light emitted and the EMF emitted from screens. So he has a whole different type of red light. But I think combined, there may not be as much damage, because there's blue light out, and then you add red light. It's not just red light, as it would come here in the morning, and it's dark and it's just red light. So I don't know.
Hmm.
Some musings about that.
I'm using mine. Mine's in the sauna. I use that in the
Hmm.
morning around. I've been sleeping in, but I get up now at like 6, and I'll get in the sauna. I do a Joe D meditation in the sauna,
Hmm.
and I'm in there for like 45 minutes, and then I go to yoga at 7.
What kind of temperature is your sauna that you can
Well,
withstand?
it's
Yeah.
heating up. It's heating up. The last like 15 minutes, I turn it on and start because
Hmm.
it's also hard to get in and like settle into meditation when you're sweating your ass off. There's like, sweat's
Right.
dripping down your face and all that. So if I can get in there and kind of settle in for 15 minutes while it's just
Hmm.
kind of like a warm room,
Hmm.
it makes it a little easier by the time I'm wrapping up a meditation, which is usually like 25 minutes or whatever. Uh, it starts getting pretty hot. And then at that point, but I have the red light on for 35 or 40 minutes while I'm in there.
And is that like front body facing while they're doing the meditation, or how does it
Yeah.
work?
Yeah, no, it's just like it's mounted on the door. So it's
Okay,
like facing right
gotcha.
right at me.
And do you do sides, and like do you turn when
Then
you
I
start?
then I stand up, I do sides, I'll do bend over, get it right up the hallway. I do the whole thing. I get full. The only thing that's not getting red light in the morning is the bottom of my feet, which maybe I should step it up, start putting my bottom of my feet up there.
I think that's a good idea. I was thinking about this red light because my feet have been just kind of tired. I think because I've been standing and the standing that's more, which is just kind of sedentary standing,
Mhm.
and I've been noticing like some spots in my feet getting like tight, and I was thinking, especially with the red light, that in the near infrared, is it the near infrared that penetrates really deep into the muscle, and you know,
Yeah.
I
I
think I
don't
think
remember the
I need
difference.
to look into it, but I was thinking, yeah, of getting at least like 3 minutes of sitting, getting like my feet like 6 inches away from the panels.
Mm.
Um,
Dude, you
tell
know what
me,
I've been using for? I want to remind me this. Comfrey root from Kauai Pharmacy.
how do you spell that?
Comfrey. I think comfrey. It's a root. I
Hmm.
think it's native in Kauai. But it's like they have a solve, like a rub, like a topical rub, and I've
Okay.
been rubbing it on my ankle, which is obviously destroyed. Or I shouldn't say that. My ankle that is in the process of healing over the past decade.
Hmm.
Um, and it works unbelievably well for like pain mitigation, for like restoring blood flow, keeps the swelling down. Um, it's pretty incredible. Comfrey, I think it's called Comfrey Root Solve from Kauai Pharmacy. Kauai Pharmacy is so rad.
Huh. And so wait, so how often do you take it? What have you noticed so far?
I rub it on my ankle and like my lower calf, and just kind of, I put like a little dollop on my finger and rub it on there every morning and every evening. So I'll put it on before bed, and then I get up in the morning, it's less stiff. And then in the morning
Wow.
after I'll go to yoga, go for a little walk outside or whatever. And then I'll eat something and get ready for the day, and I'll put it on, and it's just makes everything like feel a little bit better throughout the day.
I remember you telling me about this. How often have you been using it for?
I've been using it for like, my wife got it for me because she ordered a bunch of stuff from there. Because we'd listened to their founder on a Ben Greenfield podcast,
Mm.
and I don't know, a couple months, but it works, dude. It is legit.
So it reduces inflammation. What
Yeah,
else?
comfrey's actually was used, I think, years and years ago for a to heal bone injuries. So like people in the
Mm,
islands, like in Hawaii in particular, would like use it as they'd rub it on, like make a cast almost. And this
heal bone injuries.
they've mixed with like other healing like herbs and leaves in this sort of, it's like feels like hair gel or something, but no, more thick, like more like a paste. And you rub it on, it rubs into your skin, and it's been like pretty great.
Does it stay oily on your skin afterwards, or?
No, because I hate oily stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that's greasy or oily, oh my god, I'm like so OCD about it. But this, it stays. Yeah, I mean, I guess right now it's like a little more. My skin's a
Sticky.
little more hydrated right there. But no, you could like rub my hands on it. It's not. That would normally bother the shit out of me. It's fine.
Because I'm asking because I'm using this topical magnesium spray from I think it's Yum Naturals Emporium, Dr.
Mm-hmm.
Amanda Vollmer,
Mm-hmm.
and I like using magnesium on my skin because I do feel like I get it more evenly throughout my body, and I think that it absorbs much better. But I feel quite sticky like hours later, especially when it's hot out. But it doesn't really. Yeah, it just like there's like this feeling,
Yeah,
sticky feeling.
it's. I
It's
think that's the same feeling as like when you get out of the ocean. You kind of have that like salty stickiness.
mm,
I think it's just minerals that, the water dries and the minerals stay on your skin. That's why you feel that way.
that makes a lot of sense. I mean, it is a mineral.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's because it's that same feeling when you get out of the ocean, or you end up feeling like a little bit sticky if you don't shower and you like go around town or whatever after you've been in the ocean.
Yeah, which I like that feeling.
I do too.
I know. I mean, I know you do. If you go to the ocean, there are no showers whatsoever for you.
I mean, why would I wash off all those beautiful? Kelsey and I will go stay in Aptos for like like a couple of weeks or whatever, and I'll shower literally like 3 times while I'm there, maybe because she'll be like, "Bro, go shower." But I get in the ocean every day. I scrub myself, do some
Hmm.
exfoliating with the sand. This is nature's shower. Come on.
It's the best one.
It is.
I'm surprised you said you shower 3 times in 2 weeks. I mean, that's a lot for you.
That's actually might be an exaggeration. It's probably more like 1 to 1.5 showers on a 2 week average.
Yeah, that makes more sense. I did want to ask you something in regards to that. Oh, so did you get the pedal boards for the river?
Yeah, yeah. We got them from this company called High Society. I think they're
Okay.
based in like Vail or Breckenridge or somewhere in Colorado.
Yeah.
But they're pretty sweet. We just inflated them and
Hmm.
then deflated them. Just wanted to make sure they inflated, I guess. But we're gonna go out on Sunday because I'm pretty like stacked up with this golf tournament schedule. So Sunday it's gonna be like 92 degrees, and I think we'll go paddle up to Dillon Falls.
Is the doggy coming or no?
I want to bring him. Kelsey doesn't want to because he got neutered, and they said
Oh
no
yeah.
swimming for
Oh
3 weeks. But I'm like, come on, he's fine. This dog, I'm literally pouring bone broth in his food every day. Like his skin is
right.
healing. He's ready to go.
Yeah. I mean, at the same time, you probably don't want to put moisture in the area. Does he? I'm assuming he has stitches, right?
Yeah, but they dissolve. They're like
Oh,
the ones that just go
yeah,
away. Yeah,
yeah.
and it looks
How's he doing?
pretty. He's great. He's like sprinting around. He's totally normal.
Is he wearing the shirt?
He's wearing the shirt. Um, I think he's fine. Really, I would take him, but I'm not gonna.
No, no. I mean, it's that one time in his life where
Yeah,
just let it be completely healed. It's also a sensitive area.
for sure. And I think, yeah, it might be easier. Like our first time paddling up to the falls, to not have him on there.
Yeah.
Our neighbor was also telling us last night that when she was pregnant, she fell off her paddleboard and couldn't get back on.
I mean, the stomach is in the way.
Is in the way. Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I was like, oh shit.
You would have to pull your wife from her back, kind of like like onto the board. I mean, because you don't want to have any impact on the stomach.
Yeah, that's true. I think, or we can go to the bank. Like where we're gonna put into the water is right where, like right where we went on that raft when we were on the Deschutes
Yeah,
there. It's like that same kind of put in area, but we can just go up river instead of down river.
gotcha.
It's like you can get to the bank and figure it out.
Um, how is she feeling? Are there a lot of kicks coming from the
Oh,
inside?
dude, so we go to yoga together in the morning, and she
Mm-hmm.
said like during shavasana, he is like kicking around like crazy in there. She also says she goes to acupuncture twice a week, and she said when she's laying there in acupuncture, he's going nuts. And
Wow.
then, but yeah, she's like really, really feels it.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. My wife said this morning that she feels way more movement and like sudden like punches more than our daughter, and she's like, "There's an animal in there, and he wants to come out."
Wow, that's
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah, we're gonna have two boys that are gonna teach us a lot of things very soon.
Oh shit,
Less than 2 months.
less than 2 months. But yours might be closer to the due date. Ours might be because it's the first one. Might be a little later.
Well, our daughter was born either a day before or a day after the due date.
Oh really?
FYI. Although the second one, they say they can come. The second one's in later on can come earlier. So my
Just
wife
because
is
everything's
expecting
prepped. It's like all ready
everything.
down there.
Everything. It's already everywhere. The whole
Yeah,
body is like gearing. Like, okay, I mean, we know what to do by now.
yeah.
Meaning all the cells, all the organs. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to watch the difference too. I'm expecting. I mean, my wife is expecting an earlier delivery. I think her intuition is on point. She's like, I'm ready to go. Uh, you know, and he's ready to go. So I think it'll be before the due date, but we'll see. I hope to some extent for her because she's kind of you know struggling as the days go by, and it's getting hotter and more uncomfortable, and sleep and excitement too to meet this new gentleman. We'll see. We trust the universe.
It'll all be fine. Either way.
So tell me about your stomach situation. Last time we talked was a week ago, and you were troubleshooting the sudden stomach pains.
Dude, I think that you were right. I think it's when I eat a bunch of different stuff.
Hmm.
Because I literally will have like for breakfast, I'll have like a big piece of steak, some eggs, some bacon, like a big glass of raw milk. This is usually around like 10:30 or 11 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
I try to eat two meals, once at like 10:30 or 11, and once at like 4:30 to 5:30 kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I'll have bone broth, then like some steak and some eggs and bacon, and then some fruit, big glass of raw milk, and then I'll take a bunch of supplements, mainly organs. Right now, all I'm taking is organs actually, and then a little bit of magnesium,
You take
and
magnesium only in the evening, right?
only in the
And
evening. But yesterday, when my muscles get a little sore, I'll just take it during the day too.
how many? Yeah, Mega RT or something else?
The bio optimizers,
Oh, you got the Meg breakthrough.
Mag Breakthrough, yeah, dude. Okay, they are the upsell kings. I went on there, I bought one bottle,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's like, oh, right before you check out, it says like, oh, well, if you'd like to upgrade to 3 bottles, um,
For like 40% off or something.
40% off. I'm like, okay, fine. So then I check
No.
out, and then right before I check out, like put my card in, everything, I'm checking out, and then it's like, if you'd like to upgrade to 9 bottles, um,
We'll give you
for the, and
70% off or
they'll give you
something.
70% off, and you can get 3 bottles of Masszymes with it. So I ended up getting the digestive enzymes 3 bottles and 9 bottles of magnesium when I went on there to buy just
Oh
one
my god.
bottle.
How
But
many
I'm
how
like,
many
I'll need it.
yeah, how many tablets of magnesium is a dose from that product of the magnesium breakthrough?
Man, I should know. I just know that I take either two. So I don't really look at the bottle dosages because I don't know. I'm
I know.
and I take like magnesium those capsules. I'll take between 2 and 5.
Okay.
Um,
Do you take it before food, after food?
at night I take it, probably around like 8 p.m. right before bed. And I've eaten. That's like 3 hours after I've eaten.
And you experience no extra urination issues?
No,
If
but if
I
the
don't,
dog wakes me up to pee, I'll go out and I'll pee outside with him.
that's great.
You know,
It's great that you don't experience it because if I take magnesium like far from food, like 3 hours, definitely, like I gotta pee a bunch of times, and it kind of
really?
interrupts with my sleep. Yeah, I think I mean, depends on the person. I think it's common. I mean, knowing that my digestion is lightning speed, there's not really anything to hold the magnesium, and it just relaxes all of my muscles.
Mm,
And and I just lay in bed. You lay in bed, and all of a sudden, like you just gotta pee, and you gotta pee, and you gotta pee, and if it takes you, if you don't fall asleep, then the next cycle of peeing comes, and then
yep. Yeah,
it's
I
an
know
ongoing thing.
exactly. Dude, I know exactly what you're talking about. I man, I hadn't thought about that, relaxing everything, and it makes you have to pee a little bit more. It does help me with my sleep. It's been sleeping has been kind of a pain in the ass here because it's getting dark. Especially yesterday was the longest day of the year in the
Hmm.
Pacific Northwest, dude. It was getting dark at like 10:30,
It's crazy.
and it gets light at like 4:30.
Wow.
Yeah, so and then there's like birds chirping. We live in like a very natural place. So there's like animals going crazy, which wakes up the cat, which wakes up the dog, which wakes up me.
Is your
You know,
wife sleeping through this or no?
yeah, she sleeps through it for the most part, but she'll get up too. She's just sleeping as needed at this point. She'll take, if she sleeps for, I think she gets probably a good 8 to 9 hours a night, but then she probably takes a little nap during the day for an hour or two.
Do you feel like you need less sleep in this time of year when there's more
Yes.
sunlight?
Yes.
Yeah, same over here. I mean, I would say compared to like the opposite, in like 6 months from now, like way less sleep. I can
Yeah,
do
I need to
pretty well.
hibernate.
Yeah, right now, I mean, I get so much sunlight. I get the energy from sunlight, and I mean, I eat less, and I get way more sun, and I sleep less, and I feel pretty damn energized.
You're looking very brown, by the way.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe it's my beard. Maybe it's
Oh, yeah.
some of it. I I get most of the sunshine. I guess I do get some of my face, but since I'm balding, I'm putting a hat on, like one of those fishing hats, and I just I do a bunch of, say, yard work or just standing outside doing movement, phone calls. I try to get at the very least 30 minutes a day in like you know between 10 to 4 when it is stronger sun. I mean, otherwise, I am getting also more sunlight, which is usually indirect, but I try to get like the strong direct sun at those times to like really get like a lot of you know international units of vitamin D in the tens of
Yeah.
thousands, if not hundreds of thousands. Yeah, and
Dude, I'll go.
I haven't burned in a long, long time.
Yeah, it really just the more sun you get, the more sun you can get. But if you try to be, inside all the time and then go take your shirt off and just lay out in the sun and roast for, one day a week or like once every 2 weeks, you're gonna get beat up. But I sit out there with my shirt off every morning and eat breakfast in the sun usually, and I'm usually listening to Anthony Pompliano's show, drinking some bone broth, chilling for a little while, and it's like nice morning sun, but it's warm enough. I feel like I'm getting some sun.
Hmm.
And then in the afternoon, I usually take the dog for a hike with my earth runners and the cool tan shorts on.
That's nice. And even in your office space, it looks like you're getting direct sunlight too.
Yeah, well, this is actually being transitioned into a nursery right now, but my other
I
actual
mean,
office,
yeah, yeah, the one you travel to.
yeah. So that one down the street has like a big like covered balcony. It's a really cool workspace.
It's awesome. How far is it
So
from
I
your
can,
home?
I don't know, like 3 or 4 minutes in the car.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
nothing.
I could walk there, but I just don't want to. It's like unnecessary use of 30 minutes.
Time.
Like if I'm going to jump into work time, like
Does it make sense to bike down there, or is it really hilly and such?
no, it's pretty flat. I could ride a bike there. A lot of people do.
Do you have a bike?
No, I don't right now, but I'm gonna get one. Everyone here has bikes.
Yeah, I was imagining like it's probably beautiful weather to bike through and just make it in like what, like 10, 12 minutes max.
Yeah, not even. Um, yeah, I should do that. That's a good point.
Get some more sunlight and breeze, you know.
I want to get one of those e-bikes. So yeah, I can like still pedal, get a little bit of movement in, but I'm not gonna get super sweaty going uphill or anything like that.
Sure.
If I'm just cruising around,
Yeah. What do those cost these days? I remember they used to be super expensive.
I think they're like $1,000.
Hmm. $1,000. That's not bad. I thought they were much more.
They might be
It is,
more. I don't know. I might have made that up.
it is interesting. I'm looking at the clock right now. I just looked at the computer and it shows that it's June 22nd. It's 2:22 p.m. in Eastern Time right now. So all these twos are calling me for some reason. I wonder
Whoa,
what it means, if it means anything.
dude, there's something else I just wanted to ask you about. Anyway, it'll come
All
to
right.
me.
All right. Here's a product that I received in the mail from Amazon yesterday that I haven't shown my wife yet. I got it,
Oh
I
my
think,
god.
after she went to bed, and I'm going to
Yeah.
try it today. I talked about some of this, I think, in our last episode. But I've been when I use the computer now more often as I'm working on my website and some other technical things, like especially my middle finger, the one that I scroll with on the trackpad, gets super inflamed and like inflamed for days. And even I can feel like my right wrist right now is getting inflamed just from being close to it. Like, and yes, I do pride myself to some extent about the sensitivity that I have to unnatural EMF, but also I've been much more sensitive, and it's been truly bothering me.
Wait,
Side
you're not
or
using the computer's trackpad, right?
no, I have one that is like a Mac trackpad that is
Like
connected
the
with a
like this one,
cable.
the
Yeah, I have the
this,
same one,
yeah.
and it's
Okay.
connected like yours, and it's still the amount of EMF coming out of that thing is I'm gonna measure it soon because I have a device to measure it. It's unworldly. This is probably 5G coming out of my trackpad. Anyways, so I was like, what am I gonna do? Like, do they have like are there like finger like gloves that I can
Oh
use?
god.
Long story short, I found some Faraday gloves to work on the computer that are sensitive enough. So, I got those gloves. They're still in the package, and I'm gonna try them on tonight when I'm processing this episode and uploading it to Anchor, which is the platform that I use to mass distribute this episode. Also, I do want to mention that we have now, as of the last episode, the video podcasts are available on Spotify for the ones that want to watch us in kind of see our
Oh
facial
shit.
expressions.
Really?
So those are available on Spotify only via tablet and computers. Also, we have a YouTube channel, Seeking Optimization. All the video podcasts are there too. So we are, based on Mr. Tocoli's request, we are on Apple Podcast. I didn't know that people are still using that app, but I signed up to an account there and clicked agree on their terms, which who knows exactly what that means. I did not hire a lawyer to read all through that. But we're on Apple Podcast and Spotify and YouTube, and we have video podcasts available on Spotify and YouTube, which is sweet. And yeah, I have some other ideas in terms of improving the video podcasts in the future. So it'll be a little bit, for the ones that are familiar with the Joe Rogan experience. There'll be some Joe Rogan features coming to this podcast where we can share screen and show some articles and videos and whatnot.
Oh
Uh,
yeah. Saladino does that on his YouTube channel too. It's just pretty cool.
mhm.
He like pulls up what he's talking about.
And I do love that we're using Zencaster because last time when I checked the episode and the connection wasn't going well, all your audio and video in the processing looks perfect and sounds perfect,
Wow.
which means Zencaster's software is fantastic and it really does a great job of capturing high quality video, although it doesn't look like from at least on my side right now. And they don't have this feature to share screen and to show it in the video. So unless they come up with this feature, we'll stay with them. Otherwise, I may find another solution so we can add this feature to the podcast.
Hey, I remember what I was going to tell you or ask you. So, Kelsey and I, before bed the last like couple nights, for whatever reason, we've just been like chilling, and I had my phone out and I've been reading a bunch of stuff on my phone, and I'll watch a couple of YouTube shorts,
That's in
catch up with
bed.
my. No, 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 no. Come on,
Oh,
before
okay. You
bed.
said before bed. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and but I'm wearing blue blocking glasses. But I think even staring at that screen for that long, because you don't blink as much, you're just like staring at my phone, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The 2 nights that I've done that, my sleep, my aura data has been absolute shit.
How long have you been staring at the screen for?
Dude, a long time. Like
30
maybe
minutes.
20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's a long time. I mean, I think that's a lot of eye strain. You know what can actually help you with that is if you beam red light on the back of your head to help with melatonin production. So you're getting some eye strain, but also like more melatonin is being produced, and you're like rejuvenating the mitochondria while you're
Oh, I
doing this.
wonder what if I put behind my phone, like I have a couple of red lights. Like I got one from Thaddeus, I got one from maybe I got two from Thaddeus. But
Those are the reading lights. Are you talking about, or something
no, no,
else?
no. I have like a little panel,
Mm-hmm.
and then I have also like a direct healing one that's like a big bulb. It's like a box.
Which one is that?
I gotta show them to you. They're in the other room. But I wonder if I just put that behind my phone, so like the red light is hitting me as the blue light is hitting me. If
Mm-hmm.
that would be helpful.
I think yeah, either if you put it behind the phone or just sideways, it will mitigate some of the action and also just send you like healing therapy towards the eyes and face and everything else that is kind of getting tired, extra tired from. And also, I would at the same time ground. So if you can put your feet on a grounding mat or just have a grounding mat kind of laying on you, so the EMF is not you know doing you too much. You may want to get those gloves, the Faraday gloves, as you're holding your phone.
Dude,
I'll let you know how it goes, but dude, my
what is your wife
hands.
gonna say when she walks in? You're sitting there typing on the computer with gloves on at 8 p.m.
Well, she is not awake at 8 p.m.
So this is why you're doing it. You know
No, no,
that you're not gonna get caught.
she may catch me wearing those during the day because I mean I don't think I'm gonna work on the computer like I mean if they work I don't think I'm gonna work on the computer without these gloves. I mean the amount of EMF I'm getting in my hands is absolutely absolutely wrecking my hands and to the point that I'm going to the plunge and I'm not even sometimes not even doing a full plunge. I'm going in there and I'm putting my hands in there for like at least a minute. And I'm, as you were telling me, I start with like just my hands like not moving, and then I do this with my fingers, which I learned from Vishal, just like dexterity.
Oh
So like
yeah.
one at a time, and then I do these exercises, and then I start flapping them, and I flap like get as much blood flow as I can. I'm gonna do it very soon. Just being next to the computer right now is wrecking me, and I'm sure a bunch of people listening to this are like, this guy's crazy. And
You are
people,
crazy.
people, I am a techie by nature. I mean, by training nature, I've spent well over 10,000 hours on the computer cumulatively.
Dude, the photo
Most
I have
likely,
of
like,
you when you call is you as like a little kid on the computer.
yeah, I spent probably over 100,000 hours on the computer, if that even makes sense. But I wasn't one, the computers did not emit as much EMF, and two, I was not as sensitive. So I gained all this, you know, tech time in a different time. And I think it's also my body's telling me, like, you know, my body, my spirit, my path is telling me, like, this is too much. Like, you
Time to
know,
move on.
I got to keep my energy at a certain space or certain place. I don't know what to call it, so I can be of more help, to the universe, can be of more value. And I do feel like that those unnatural EMFs and the natural EMFs that I'm getting from the sun and earth are not merging so well, especially the more natural it gets. I mean, I know of one person that Thaddeus is Thaddeus Owen, founder of Primal Hacker. This is primalhacker.com for the people that have not heard of it. He's one of the first biohackers ever, that we've learned
Yeah.
a lot from. We have interviewed him to our previous podcast called The Modern Caveman. It's still out there on the interwebs and platforms, including Spotify. That's Modern Caveman with an E, men with an E. Anyways, uh, he knows this Israeli woman who can feel a phone from like feet away. She's like, somebody has their phone on. They're like camping. He's telling me like, somebody just turned their phone on. I'm not feeling good.
Oh my
She's,
god.
she lives off the grid and she has quite a lifestyle. And it's not where I want to be. I was talking about this. I want to be able to use technology. And you were talking about the resilience that Dr. McCall talks about. Like, I think if I continue using the computer now more in smaller dosages, like I will regain resiliency. But since I stepped away for a while and been focusing more on holistic health work, it's, yeah. And I mean, these new Macs, I mean, my Mac has stopped working. I haven't been to the Genius Bar since. And these new Macs are not human friendly at all.
They're
I
pretty
have
slick though.
They're super slick and they're fast, and I do enjoy the experience. I do. My body is not enjoying. My mind is enjoying the experience. My body's not enjoying it.
Dude, I'm on my 2013 MacBook over here, and there is no way that I'm getting rid of this machine. She was like, my wife was like, "Oh, you got to get you should probably get a new computer soon." And I was like, "Psh, you kidding me?
No,
This
you
thing
do
is
not
great.
want.
This is the '57 Chevy of computers right
Mm-hmm.
here. This machine will work forever. I love it. Camera's terrible quality, but I don't care.
Yeah, I got to go back to the shop and take care of the situation. You can also add a camera if it comes to it, and you want to have. Though I think it's good enough when we produced this video podcast. It looks good enough.
Hmm. Dude, like you were saying, I can't. I really cannot do more than 3 hours probably on the computer. I go to the office for a few hours. I'm handling like the things that I need to handle because there's certain things that I want to look at. Whether it be on like a Google sheet or I have to send a few emails, and I'm looking at things on the maps a lot of time and figuring stuff out. Um, the thing that's for me though is I am on the phone a lot, like a lot,
Hmm.
and usually I'm on speakerphone and I'm not holding my phone, but a lot of times I'm walking around or yeah, so I don't know. That's the thing that I worry about. I don't worry about, but I think is the biggest concern for me is having that phone. Just, I mean, being in acquisitions, dude, I'm on the phone all the time. I mean, you know this, but
Yeah. Well, here's another trick that I've learned from Thaddeus. He sells these Faraday phone pouches, right? So they fit your phone perfectly, and it obviously blocks everything from the phone. But if you leave the pouch like not completely closed, like, yeah, so you can put that pouch in your pocket and you
yep,
leave it a little bit open, like facing out, so you can still get some signal. So like now your men parts, female parts, like reproductive organs and such, and like are protected while it's in your pocket or in somebody's bag or purse. But you can still get signal to know that you have a phone call or something. Now, yes, when you take it out, most likely, it may not have the best reception to have a phone call or to do some work on it. It's best to have it as far away from the head and heart and reproductive organs and such. And it's best to, like, I like to put it somewhere when I talk to you, for example, on the long conversations. Like, I'll put it on, I'm standing outside, I'll put it on the ground or like on a piece of wood or something, or on a rock. So it's like it's also ground, the phone is grounding and I'm not touching it directly. But
what year do we interview Thaddeus for the first time at Paleo FX? 17?
PaleoFX 2019.
Oh, 19. Okay, so
Over 3 years ago. 3 years, 2 months,
it's
38
been
months.
that I don't know if I had been, but for sure that day was the last time I ever put a cell phone to my head.
Me too. I mean, I don't know if I did before. I don't know when I
Me either,
stopped
but
before, but yeah, it's not even.
that
It's not even an
conversation,
option. It's not even. I mean,
no,
that's. I walked around yesterday when I was talking to you at Home Depot and Tractor Supplies. I'm on speakerphone. I put you on. I don't. The volume is not all the way up by any means. Like,
same.
people hear me talking, and they can barely hear that I'm talking to somebody else. But there's zero chance that I'm going to put the phone next to my head. I mean, you know, there's no judgment to somebody who wants to put the phone into their, next to their head or use
Oh
Bluetooth
no, no, no!
headphones.
I do judge when I see people with the phone next to their head. I'm like, bro, what are you doing right now? Do you know what's going on with this? I feel almost bad. I'm like, I think that maybe I know something that they don't know. Not that Thaddeus told me something because he actually went through all the data, went through Apple's user
Hmm.
agreement that said you're not supposed to have contact with this phone on your
Yeah,
skin. You're
at least
definitely
half
not
an
supposed to put it
inch.
to your head.
I
Yeah,
think I think Apple says at least half an inch from your body to keep the phone.
damn.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, most people do not know that because they're not looking into this type of data and they're not reading the manuals, including myself. So most people don't know it. I don't think it also, don't have the sensitivity to feel that. At the same time, people feel a certain way. They have a certain amount of energy, and then make choices and react based on cumulative effects of these unnatural electromagnetic fields. So it adds up. I think it bothers the people that are aware much more. It's kind of that ignorance is bliss
Yeah.
principle applies to that. But
Or they don't believe it. Like a lot of people say, "Oh, that's bullshit." Even Elon says, "Like, oh, that's bullshit."
yeah, I mean, I know you are a bigger fan of Elon than I am, although I did, and we're talking about Elon Musk. I did go to see Elon Musk in person. I think it was 2011 or 2012 in Mountain Park. Not Mountain Park. Mountain
Mountain
View,
View.
Mountain
Yeah.
View, California, at the Museum of Computer History or something. And I was a fan. Still somewhat a fan. Less and less
He's a
these
smart
days.
guy.
He's very smart. He's very very smart. Definitely did a good amount of good things for society. There's a lot of stuff, of course, with everybody that we know. No exclusions apply. That I don't agree with, that I don't love, and I mean that's one of them. Uh, I
But
do
he
for
says,
what going back to Thaddeus. Apparently, and uh, you know, I don't know how this is going to be taken, but the Tesla cars are insane uh, cages of unnatural EMF. One, because they have the battery, like a giant battery like underneath the legs,
yeah,
and of course they're all metal. They are not grounded by any means. Those are EMF hotbeds. You know, I have only been into those cars at the room. What do you call this? The
the
showrooms, and
showroom. Yeah.
I mean this was years ago, and I thought they were slick. I do think they're slick. I do love that big screen, for navigation, for browsing. But I would not mess with this type of EMF, especially on the reg.
Yep. Dude, so
And then
I've
I
also heard it's the same
uh,
with other cars though, with like regular cars that run on like a combustion engine.
really.
Yeah, because the like something with like the propulsion in the motor or like the way I don't know the
Shit.
mechanics of motors well, but it creates a ton of EMF. And they say it could be actually damn, who was just talking about this? That it could be worse than the EMF emitted from batteries.
Get out of here.
I swear, man, I just listened to a podcast about this. I should have sent it to you, but maybe I shouldn't even have told you that.
I don't know if I buy into it, because if a battery, of course, is magnetic. I mean, I will look into it. I'm not, doubting people's research and experimentation when they know they're doing. But
I
think
think
about
it
it,
was
like a
the
giant
Lelitech
bat.
guy.
Really? Oh my God, this is not good news, because this guy knows what he's talking about.
He
I
worked
mean,
for he was like a VP at T-Mobile for like 20 years or something.
really, I mean, no
Yeah.
wonder he came up with Lila right after. Usually, it's a hero's journey to come, to look for these technologies and come up with these things. Got to go through some, you know, some serious shit before you look for
Yeah.
these, how the world works and what can be damaging to us. But man, I do know that Luke's story has one of those. I think it's the USA Blue Shield. It's BLU Shield
Yeah.
devices that have the scalar energy, and he has it in the car. And I do want to get one for the car. I think it's a few $100. I have not gotten one of those. I actually
Don't you have the
noticed
portable?
I have the portable. I just noticed it in my drawer yesterday. I totally forgot about it. I should keep it in the car. It has like
Yeah.
a radius of at least, I want to say at least 3 feet, maybe even six. Uh,
I thought it was like 5 meters. I thought it was a pretty big space because the one that I have plugged in the house is like a huge
yeah,
space.
yeah, and also I will mention when I talked about the FLFE service that I have coming to my home, that also they claim that it mitigates electromagnetic fields in the home. So similar to the scalar energy from, I think it's Blue Shield devices. I have one for the home from Blue Shield. I have the portable one. I'm going to charge it and keep it in the car. Its battery is fantastic. It lasts weeks.
Forever. But you can just leave it in the car. You can have like I think it's just USB to mini USB or something. Or, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. It's a micro USB.
or micro USB.
Yeah, I don't think they use these minis anymore. Interestingly enough, and
Dude, so I think the best way that I could explain that FLFE, the way it was explained to me, was when there's sometimes like something happening in a community and like everyone's praying for this person and sending well wishes to this person
hmm
and things end up working out or whatever, there's some sort of
hmm
positive outcome. It's the similar kind of technology that like almost at scale can send kind of good vibes to a place, or when you walk in some people's houses or some place and you're like, wow, this just feels good in here. It feels good, it feels light, feels positive. um, or there's some places you walk in and you're like, wow, this is fucking creeping me out. I don't know what's going on in here, but this
hmm
place was like there's something wrong in here.
Got to get
um,
out of here. Yeah,
yeah, they can raise the vibration through this technology. Again, I don't understand it. I'm not smart enough to figure it out. But the case that was made to me on it, I thought, I don't know, this is worth a $30 gamble. The downside, $30. The upside, it
right.
seems like a pretty asymmetrical bet.
I think it's about $30 a month when you sign up to 6 months or a year. I think it's like there's some sort of scale there. I do want to mention on that note that the energy by sending well wishes and prayers, um, there's a lot of experiments of that, and one of them is a Dr. Emoto. Dr. Emoto is the author of the Hidden Messages in Water. The
Mm.
ones, anyways, there's a very like a minute and a half video on YouTube. I have it on my website. They took a group of like 10 people, including kids, and they look down in a microscope at water that has been in city pipes, and it looks kind of broken and discolored and in pretty bad shape. And they send well wishes and gratitude to this water during, like, I don't know, like less than an hour, if I'm not mistaken. And they look at the microscope, and over time it becomes more and more beautiful, gets more vivid colors, and looks eventually like a beautiful snowflake. They change the molecular look, and structure of water, of damaged, abused water, very quickly by sending gratitude, well wishes. And also the Dr. Joe Dispenza events, there's a uh, similar what do you call it, event where the whole room, 1,500 people, send well wishes and gratitude and healing to specific people that need it. You get their picture, and everybody in a group does that. Not 1,500 people to the same person. They give like 50 people, I think, so 30 people at a time, and they get phone calls and all kinds of stuff. From like, you know, for example, I remember when I was there, my autistic son gave me a hug for the first time, kind of like a long hug. And usually, autistic kids sometimes have some sort of aversion to touch. They're very
Yep.
sensitive to touch. So all kinds of amazing situations. And as Dr. Jones explains it, the heart, which is known to be 5,000 times more magnetically powerful than the brain. When we are really expanding our heart, opening our hearts, and sending good vibrations, it sends this amazing energy. So that's what I know about it. And for this explanation, kind of building up on what you were saying, and yeah, it's interesting. So that FLFE, I have noticed, of course, when as soon as I got it, was a big change. Now I think I'm used to like a newer level of vibration in my whole house. And fortunately, they have this service paid forward where I can send it to like a public place for free for life. So I send it to the school where my daughter goes to. Um, so they get this great vibrations. So yeah, that's that. And yeah, we just creeped up on an hour right here. So unless there's something else you wanted to cover today, let's wrap it up and meet again next week.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Let's wrap this thing up. I got to get out. I got to get out on the golf course for a few hours today out in the sun. I'm excited.
All right, have a great time. Good luck. Report back what place you've taken next week.
On the podium. On the podium. Thank you, brother. Talk
All
soon.
right, thank you. Much love, everybody. Take care.